Okay, so I'm going to use hand language. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you see me?
yes.
I got 14 minutes of recording time. I'm going to do an introduction in about 2 minutes. And this means I'm just going to talk and you don't ask no questions. I'll just do an introduction.
Mhm.
And at the end of that, at 11:30 in 14 minutes, I'm going to finish. And that's what you're going to have to work with. Okay, so I'll do a countdown from 10 and then I'm going to start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. John Joe, my name is William 2feather, and for these kind of teachings, I'll be referred to as 2feather. That has no S in it, 2feather. Thank you. The first question I would be concerned about is why you're the one teaching, why you 2feather are talking, why you 2feather dedicated your adult life, stayed pierced to a tree for 4 days at ceremony, and why have you sacrificed everything that families have? A family, an extra car in a garage, 2 kids in college, getting a good education, gave all that up to be in service to others, which means doing healing work. And then after about 5 or 6 years, then I started training healing work. So that's been a few decades. I don't know, 2 decades, 3 decades. I get too caught up in numbers, so I'm not, it's somewhere around there like that. I'm over 65 and I'm considered an elder. That's where I'm coming from. Why I'm here is because I've had 3 teachers in the Southwest United States and been through formal apprentice medicine teacher training. And I call that the School of Hard Knocks, because if I ask the dumb question, which I don't, or if I didn't answer the question right, I get one of these on the side of the head go, bah! And it's called School of Hard Knocks. And if you quiver and say something, knock, guess what? On the same place. And they're pretty good at that. The only redeeming factor is when you're around a lot of people, and particularly the grandmothers, only one can strike you, so it has to be the fastest one. So the other reason I'm here is because besides training with 3 teachers for 10 years as a formal apprentice, I then went about going in America and doing a lot of stuff here. And then finally, everything dried up here. And then I got an opportunity from England to go over and do some music, because I also do music as well as train healers. And when I say train healers, there's basically 2 types of training I do. One is called drum washing, and the other one is called enlightened healing. Both of the classes are a weekend. So the first day is dedicated to the law, and the second day is dedicated to drums in the drum washing training program. In the enlightened healing, the first day is dedicated to the law, and the second day is dedicated to using tools. And when I say tools, here's an example of a tool right here. This is a smudger. It's got an elk horn on this side. It's got turquoise because some people in the Southwest believe that the turquoise keeps bad spirits away. And this one happens to be a turtle one, because a turtle came out one day. And so this is a rattle used, if you think of a rattlesnake, you can hear it. Snake medicine, the healer. So snake medicine to most people would be known as Scorpio medicine. But Scorpio medicine in the Gregorian aspect is translated into the Native American aspect, which is snake medicine. So snake people, I call Scorpios. You are put on this earth to be a healer. You've always been a healer, and you don't know why you're interested in healing, and you don't know why sick people are always coming around you like, you're supposed to know something and you've never been trained formally. And then you move your hands around them or something like that. And all of a sudden they say, oh man, I'm okay now. And then the healer that don't know they're a healer says, well, this happens to me all the time, but I don't even know what I'm doing. So that's how we incorporate different kind of medicines in our training. Deer medicine, elk medicine, woodpecker medicine. There's just a whole bunch of them, and each one has their specific thing, which I get into formal training about what's deer medicine. Just for example, deer people know more medicine plants than all other people put together. Yes, bears know certain medicines. When they get shot, goes out. That's bear medicine. Woodpecker medicine is the ability to go in and out and maneuver swiftly within a real entangled area. Beaver medicine is always plugging up the little holes in the dam, so they're always busy. So they're always doing something. So what we're talking about right now is snake medicine and the natural born healers. All right. You are natural born healers, and now you know why. So if you're a snake person, I usually give you a 10% discount on a tuition. But on the internet, we're doing a different type of tuition. We're doing a sliding scale because this is not selling medicine. This is not selling ceremony. This is training people in Native American healing arts. And I put in some other healing arts right there because as I travel around the world, I get to study with the Aboriginal healers called Gadachis. They're also called lawgivers. So when I'm wearing my red hand and I'm over headband and I'm over in Australia, they call me Gadachi or they call me lawgiver. And when you think about it, enlightened healing, the first day of enlightened healing is the law. And the second day of enlightened healing is drums. Sorry, the second day of enlightened healing is healing tools. In drum washing, the first day is about the law, and the second day is about using healing tools. So they're both have the same first day, which is the law. And here in Australia, they call us, myself, a medicine person and faith healer, they call us lawgivers. So in this kind of convoluted way, it all kind of comes back down to the same thing. So I'm here today because I've asked permission already, and I'm going to start a university, and through Doug and through Puerto Rico and the St. Missionary Everything Foundation, somehow I've been designated as the first Native American faith healer to train on the internet. And that means I don't train everybody. Of the many, many students in many, many countries and many, many translators, you can be sure that they all know that I do not train everybody. Oh, he's going to discriminate. Oh, he's not going to train me if I'm this or that. Guess what? The answer is YES. That's right. I will only train the ones that qualify and make all the prerequisites. And I'm explicitly doing stronger protocol and screening on the internet because I don't get to look in your eyes directly, although you will go on a Zoom or a Skype with me eventually if you get past all the other stuff. Like you have a one-page written by your own hand sent to me about why you want to become a healer. You'll have me another thing about you have to make your own tools. Now, usually I don't do that, but I'm now transferring onto the internet, so I have to do different protocol. I can't say that this course costs X amount of dollars because then money will be getting in the way. So what I've done is, if you come out in standard tuition, then you come in at level 10. But if you come in like $100 less, then you're at level 8. If you come out at 3 levels down, then you're down to $99 or whatever. And so you will tell me what level that you want to come in training, and that will have something to do about your screening process. Like, well, if this is worth $4 to you, then maybe it's my time and sacrifice wasn't really going to be appreciated. So then you would probably get eliminated. So once you get cut for one reason, you don't get considered again. The idea is cut, 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 cut until we get down to the core group, and that core group will get the full training. And then after a year, if you're still with us, then we'll take another half a year about getting you certified. So basically, it's about a year and a half kind of course that we're talking about coming up in the future. But we're here with Doug and with the monastery and all that. I volunteered 3 pre-recorded sessions, and the 4th one will be live, and that'll be your time to ask questions. A lot of people have a lot of spiritual questions, but they don't know who to ask. Do you ask somebody in the supermarket or at the laundromat or what? No, because you're going to get what you ask for. Here, you're asking a professional faith healer myself, who's been more than a few decades faith healing in Japan, and in Serbia, in Slovenia, and Italy, and Australia, and la 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 la. Mostly in different languages with interpreters. So I'm giving myself a time check, and I got 9 more minutes left. So I'm thinking, where should we go now? What would students like to know about? Because they don't have a teacher. They would like to know about the background of the teacher, which I gave you some background. I also wrote 5 books on Native American faith healing. They're already published in several other languages, and now I'm getting ready to publish them in English. And at my website, 2feather.com, the number 2 and the word feather, there's one book available. It's called Healing Hands. And that's basically the training manual for new healers and an introduction. And it's also written on 3 levels. On the 2nd level, you come in as a trained healer, and now you want to polish your skills and you don't know where to go. And the 3rd level is for the 1%, which if you get asked, then you're never going to get it. Well, I won't say never, but you're unlikely to get it. So my time frame is, I got 4 more minutes to kind of wrap this all up. What I'd like to say is that I really appreciate Doug and his group, gratefully. I appreciate Jerry and his group in Puerto Rico very much. I would certainly like to bring in the fold Ben Fulford's White Dragon Society. And I have the Universal Shamans here in Houston area that I'd like to bring in. And I would like you to take your time and effort and say, look, I finally got the real deal here. You got to come and check out these free video presentations, and then judge for yourself whether you're somebody who thinks you might qualify as a candidate, as the possible apprentice and student. And if you are, and if we get through all the little things that I have to do to screen you, I'll get down to the core group and I will determine. Now, what am I screening for? I'm screening for dark side activities. If you have misery in your loves good company in your heart, and don't bother applying. If you're a negative person that always says can't, isn't, and won't, and never, don't bother applying. You're just wasting both of our times. I'll screen you out in a minute. The ideal is to get down to the core group and get down to the deep teachings, and to not only do Native American teachings right now, but if I'm in Australia and they have slippery elm bark that works on certain kind of illnesses, I'm going to bring the slippery bark, elm bark, into the healing process, and I'm going to share that as an overall kind of program. So for now, the main theme and emphasis is on Native American faith healing, but it's not exclusively limited to that place. So that's a wrap. I'd like to say Danjo in one dialect. That means what do you need? Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Do you need a place to sleep? Do you need a pair of jacket or whatever? So I'd like to say to you, Danjo, and also Aho. Aho, you hear that a lot of times when Indian people are talking, and translated the best I can, that means with respect. So I'll say to you, all of the seekers out there, all the ones who are curious, you've come to the right place, and you're dealing with the right organization to do the things I promise. Aho, Danjo, Takuyasan.